Freedom. No. Ah! What it do, boo? I hope to find you well on this fine ass day. In today's topic of discussion, we're gonna be discussing spirituality and astrology, the connection to the media and how it affects us, and how a whole bunch of things are narrated in a way to keep you not actually connected. These are both topics that I have been practicing, taking time to learn. Also, Saturn goes into Pisces today as we speak. It's March 7th. And I just found that interesting because like the planets are really planeting. I just said that because it's a very spiritual transit. Anywho, I would like to begin from the beginning and talk about me real quick. My spiritual awakening and interest in astrology really began literally right before it got mainstream. Maybe not right before, but I just wanted to say literally. It was around like fall 2018, and around fall 2019 was when people were like, oh my god, what's the rising sign? And then Sephora started selling those little fake witch kids and things, and boom, here we are. And then Musically turned into TikTok, and now we got a whole bunch of spiritual topics and things becoming mainstream. Boom! It's truly a blessing to have so much information available to us. Baby, it is really the age of Aquarius. What our ancestors went through, and other people went through trials and tribulations for in order to find, unlock, and discover information we have available to us, like right here. Right here. They walked so we could run, and that's wonderful for us because we can really ascend and truly tap in without going through a lifetime of trial and error to experience life and ourselves on a deeper level. It's wonderful that we're able to learn about things that we wouldn't really be able to had we not had access to communication with other people in other parts of the world, different cultures and things, thanks to technology. Cultural diffusion is amazing to study, and it's very interesting. Speaking of studying, it's great to see the commonalities in different cultures and different practices and different spiritual practices without the white man interfering. Because the only diffusion that was happening long ago were whitewashed Christian missionaries before colonizing a place. You understand what I mean? Now we have access that doesn't necessarily need to pass through a person in order for us to obtain the knowledge. Do you understand? You might also find yourself connected to a different practice. Baby, you do you. I would just suggest being careful, because with so much truth being spilled, the powers that work against our spirits and our beings are also spilling morphed information in order to keep us confused. Confusion, baby, is a language of discernment is necessary, which is something that we will speak on a little bit further in this video. Another amazing benefits to spiritual matters being more popular, oh my gosh, why does my tongue keep starting when I say that word? Popularized is connection to your soul family. We have our blood family, but as you connect more with your own spirit, as you ascend, you connect with people who connect with your spirit, who resonate with your soul, people who understand you, want to help you do better, be better because they are on that journey themselves. These people may feel a little bit like home, like, oh, my spirit is comfortable around you. That's great. That's amazing. But honestly, it's also a little bit dangerous. Nobody gonna say this, but we're not all supposed to be exposed to the information that we're exposed to. Baby girl. Especially when it comes to certain spiritual practices, rituals, and traditions. Things of that nature is not meant to be exposed to everybody. With these platforms that are available to us, with this abundance of information that's available to us, we naturally feel very entitled to know, oh, what is this? What is this that you do? What is that you... And it's okay to be curious, but it doesn't mean that we should always dabble in it. You understand what I mean? The number one example that I think about when I say this is that girl, the melanin deficient girl who tried to contact Papa Legba, and she died shortly after. Baby, she had no business doing that. So babe, just be careful, okay? When it comes to spiritual talk, spiritual TikTok, the most popular thing that I see is usually like tarot and oracle cards. You scrolling a little bit, and then you find someone saying this, that, the third, and then another person's page has tarot cards, and they're like, if you see this on your For You page, this is meant for you. I know it popped up on yours. Stop playing with me. People are shuffling cards all the time. We see it so much that we as a collective, we as the audience, we as a potential client don't really take the time to consider the 5 W's. The 5 W's include, but are not subject to, who is this person? What is their practice and energy like? Do I align with them? Why am I tuning into their reading? Why am I letting them into my sphere of energy? Do I actually trust this person? Because getting a reading means that someone has permission to enter your energy field. We often overlook that when we're out here just scrolling and engulfed in our technology. Giving your attention to anything is letting it inside your auric field. Auric shield. Auric field. What did I say? I feel like it's also important to consider one's intentions. What is the reader's intention for you? What are your intentions with tuning into them? Are you coming from a place of connection, needing clarity, wanting to do and be better? Or are you coming from a place of anxiety, fear, and lack of faith? I feel like many people look to it from a place of anxiety. And if you notice, that's why a lot of people do readings on love and money matters, because that's what sells. Thinking about that made me think about how a lot of people in the collective are not focused, are not interested in really reading about the things, getting more insight and information on things that are gonna help you deal with yourself, right? Like a lot of people look at things that are external from them. In a way, and that's an error because everything starts with you. It's not on some like, how does this person feel about you? Baby, how do you feel about yourself first? Because you attracted them in the first place. Hold yourself accountable, have integrity, be honest with yourself, and pour into yourself. Give to yourself. And you know what? This might ruffle some feathers, but not everybody's here to be a reader. Discernment is necessary with this. Use your intuition to help yourself. Because we also look at like these clairvoyants and these clear ahs to like, you don't have that power within yourself too. Baby, you just need to refine it, but it's there. I know it's there. Everybody has their own intuition, and that's ultimately supposed to help guide you. Not so you can make money off. That is not everybody's role. That is not my job.
That is not my job.
Now, critiquing the audience, it's interesting to see how a lot of audiences respond to media readers. It's like everybody's supposed to be correct if it's your birthday, if you saw those angel numbers, if you listen to that song today, etc., etc. But if it's like, if a general reading is incorrect or it doesn't resonate, then the reader is like, wrong! And then people crucify the reader who's giving their energy and putting time into their practice for free. Like, girl, be fucking for real. You know what you need to do to get out of that toxic situation. Are you gonna do it or not? Because I know a lot of people who get themselves read and that read general readings online. I'm one of them. Sometimes I do too. But they don't do anything about their situation. It's like doing the nasty and not getting a nod of it. It's awkward, right? And I believe I mentioned this, but it's also dangerous considering we're not all supposed to dabble in the same thing. Everybody has their own magic and own way of receiving information, receiving insight, receiving knowledge, guidance, all of those things. Personally, I feel like if you're meant to do tarot, read shells, read palms, read eyes, do Reiki, that's something that you're innately gonna know. If you're meant to read cards, you'll be gifted a deck of cards. I was actually gifted 3, but I'm not a rapper. If you have intuitive potential in something, you'll probably receive a compliment from it. If you're meant to do like massage therapy and use your intuition for that, to cure people, to heal people, to help people with their physical bodies, that's something that like you will receive signs for. When it comes to spiritual gifts, there are things that you are innately gifted with. I feel like the spirituality that's shown to us is often, not always, advertised in a way where we should believe we could and should dabble in all of this and like, of course, explore. I'm not saying don't explore, but just use discernment. Follow what feels familiar. Follow what resonates. Because your experience, your everything is unique to you. Captions, names, labels, those things are nice, but every experience is different. Nothing in this world is cookie cut. None of us out here in this world are cookie cut unless you're a robot. And if something is cookie cut, there's something wrong with it. Your spiritual practice and astrology are both tools to help you connect more with your higher self and to help you vibrate higher and live in alignment. Connecting to your spirit is about flow, not stagnancy. And stagnancy is okay to begin with as long as you flow out of it. It's okay to start out in a still place. You do need to find stillness. through the perspective of astrology. Everybody loves being told about themselves. Shit, baby, I do too. But when you get read, when you read information about yourself, what do you do with it? For the people who are true to these things, usually the client will leave with a, okay, I understand myself better. I can see that. Now I understand what I need to do in order to relieve myself of this, that, the third. Because astrology is a tool used and made to help you do better, be better, understand yourself better. So baby, you could better sync with yourself and the way of the universe. Thank you. It's not meant for you to read someone else's chart without their consent or use it to generalize people or read about yourself and not improve from it. The explosion of information made available to us is amazing. Baby, let's utilize it to be that girl. Speaking of being that girl, here are some tools in order to help you trust yourself more and build your relationship with these things. With all the information that's available to us, we're made to feel as though the answer is external, which inevitably makes us trust ourselves less. The way of the world and the way the system goes about systeming plays a big role in that, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. But in regards to the spiritual, astrological stuff that we are talking about now, I feel like you can see this a lot when we going through something. I know damn well when I was going through it, I was looking at so many tarot pages, reading my zodiac placements, reading other people's zodiac placements. Bro, I was letting external sources, other people tap into my energy and my essence because I didn't trust myself to stay still and get clarity. Tapping into other people's energies and mingling yourself with other energies will only bring you confusion or chaos. Now, everything we know now stems from tradition. So do your own research. 3, even though I haven't been doing the 1, 2, 3. You find answers in stillness. If you notice, a lot of things that don't go viral in regards to spirituality are things that tell you, oh, stay still, Like I said before, chaos thrives in scatterment. Chaos thrives in confusion. Stay still so you can observe and perceive things clearly. Stay still so you can also detach yourself in order to perceive things objectively. And you know what? At the end of the day, people don't listen to their intuition because they either don't like the answer or they don't trust themselves. So make sure that you trust yourself so you can also trust the answer. So in terms of navigating the waters, know that absolutely everything is within you. I used to get so tight listening to spiritual influencers say, go within, the answer's within. It was a series of experiences that made me realize that only I can truly rely on me. Because everything you learn about stillness, everything you learn about meditation, those things come into play, come into practice when you experience hardship in life. And for me personally, whenever I experience hardship in my life, like, I found myself always being alone. Which is why I say that it was a series of experiences that made me realize, oh, like when shit hits the fan or when things actually happen, when things are here to really like put me to the test, only I can rely on me. It's only me here. I can only take care of myself. But really, it's you and the universe. You and source. Number 4 something. Reframe your connection with source. Reframe, reground, restructure your relationship with source. Growing up, the only times I actually communicated with source, with God, with the universe, whatever you want to call it, was when I was in my Bloody Mary era. After watching Paranormal Activity or something and before bed, I used to always be like, God, please, please protect me from monsters, goblins, vampires, ghosts, evil entities, and bad dreams. And baby, I slept with the blanket tucked under my toes, cause best believe nothing's gonna tickle me in my sleep. That's legit the only time I ever prayed. And this came from a place of fear, which is no bueno. It wasn't truly until around 2018 and before too, like 2016 was when I was like, okay, I need to start having these conversations with source a bit differently. I need to start talking about different things, not only these fucking witches and goblins and vampires and things. Now, when I talk to myself, I talk to God too. So when people be like, who are you talking to? I'll be like, God, bitch, mind your business. Number 6 or 5 or something. When it comes to situations, opportunities, people presented to you that you may feel a sense of unsureness, ask the universe, your higher power, God, source, etc., what you're meant to learn from them. God, what is this lesson, this person, this video, this information supposed to teach me? What is this supposed to teach me about me? Universe, please show me the way, highlight the path in which I'm supposed to take with learning this, that, the third. Also, I mentioned this already, but baby, learn to trust yourself. The most important thing in the umbrella of spirituality and astrology is helping you understand and trust yourself more. Everybody's journey at the end of the day is their own. You need to experience whatever you experience to get you to wherever your higher self wants you to be. You wouldn't learn and stand firm in what you believe if it wasn't for your experiences. Sub 6 or something. Baby, meditate. It's hard at first. It took me a good 2 to 3 years to start doing this every single day. I used to be so on and off. I would do it once a month, then I would do it consistently for like a week. Then me and my homegirls used to get on FaceTime and do it together, and that was freaking amazing. But then when I would be by myself, I'd be like, fuck that shit. Meditate. Just meditate. Please, 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 please. Just do it. Meditating helps you get in tune with your feeling body. What does your intuition feel like? What does it feel like to just be still? What does it feel like to not always be hustling, not always be moving, not always be doing this, that, the third? Get present with yourself. Speaking of intuition, write down whenever you get a feeling. Describe it. Think back to the situations where you got like a good feeling about something and it turned out to be correct. Doing this will help you understand how the universe communicates with you directly, girl. I mentioned this very earlier. I mentioned this a couple times. Protect your energy and use discernment. We're in a spiritual warfare, baby. Use protection. Anoint yourself with olive oil every day, my love. Drink lavender tea. Cook with intention. Use the ingredients that you have in your house when you consume these foods. Do it with the intention that it's protecting your beautiful sacred body and your spirit, because shit's getting real outside. And energy harvesting is a real thing. Be aware of what you put your energy into. How does speaking to this person make you feel? What drains you of your energy? What invigorates you? How do you feel after eating this coochie? If you feel called to share your energy with somebody, use discernment. To be honest, like 90% of the time, a reader should really just confirm what your own intuition is telling you and communicating with you. Also, connect with the things that feel familiar. Over time, definitely branch yourself out. But if you're new to anything spiritual, baby, take baby steps with it. There's no rush. The destination is wherever you are at right now. If you feel like you want something, ask for it. Get to know source more. I'm telling you, when you're intentional and you pray about the things that you want to discover, the opposing energy will have less of a say on the things that you see and experience and hear day to day. A lot of things are here to be distractions. Doing things intentionally and with intention will really clear the air out. So know that prayer is so important. The power of your tongue is truly a force to be reckoned with. Speak words of love, baby. Empower yourself with it. Before you do anything, ground yourself. Before you jump into the waters, ground yourself first. Get yourself a mentor if possible, or someone that you can go to give you guidance. This person doesn't need to be a forever mentor. You may find yourself growing apart as you grow within yourself more. That's okay. When I started out in all of these, like when I truly seriously started out in all these things and magical things, I had someone help me. But then as I grew and as I slowly just began to trust myself more and be more receptive to messages and to signs, I learned that this person had bad intentions for me. And then, I went through a period of just like night. Then I was like, you need to leave.
You need to leave.
And then I was like, universe, can you please show me someone who I can go to who's genuine about this, where I can learn about these things and they're knowledgeable, but I can also trust them. Then boom, Amani Cohen showed up into my life. She goes by the Hood Healer. Tuning into her, and I never met her in person, but listening and tuning into her energy and her reads and her guidance and all of that, it felt very familiar. It felt like good energy. And this was around the time where I felt like everybody around me felt false. But anywho, girl, that was a couple years ago. And now I'm happy to say that I don't need a mentor. I could use one, but I don't need one. Why? Because I feel grounded enough in myself to trust myself more and to listen to my own spirit. And that's really what this whole pathway is about. That's really what this whole journey is about. That being, your journey should always be one that connects you more to yourself. Hence the importance of spending intentional alone time. If you have family members who are interested or connected to occult matters and things of that nature, you should definitely learn from them. Or ask your ancestors to help guide you with what you should do, right? Learning from tradition, learning from things that feel familiar. I just want to emphasize the importance of grounding again, because if you don't ground yourself, girl, you might get spiritual psychosis. This happens when you open your third eye without grounding yourself. A tree can't grow if it's not rooted, if its roots are not strong. You understand what I mean? That also being said, stop adding confusion to the conversation. There are certain things that are just that. Point blank, period. Evoke people to think about things, make people process, make people think, but don't add confusion to the conversation. Those are two different things. Making somebody think and making somebody confused are two different things. Confusion is not a language that you should engage in if you want to know yourself more. Lastly, but also just as important as every other point that I made, not everything is spirituality. Everything is spiritual. Everything in life is spiritual, but the focal point of everything doesn't need to be spirituality. Don't let it engulf. Don't let it consume you. Too much of anything is unhealthy. Notice spirit in your life, in nature, in synchronicities, but don't let it consume you. Who are you besides a soul, besides a spirit having a human experience? I think that's everything that I wanted to say. Thank you for listening and tuning in. If you tune into my Instagram or my TikTok, you also see that my post and what I share is all about my journey in connecting with spirit and source more. Source. So you should definitely tune in. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Make sure you drink your water and give